Qqimshebelele usuke sifuna izinto ezimnandi ashele shaya igoli njengofana imadisa shoshela umkhelele shintshi game bashweleze kali pepe game over ezami ziyawina singena ngenkani kunale mali King SMS kunzimalanga usabunga mazi afromabona mfunzo somthenga kanti ungathandi sophatha lo mhlaba kancane kancane kupozofezeka noma kanjani Afrika ngeyethu kanti ungathandi sophatha lo mhlaba yeah Qqimshebelele 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 umashi puti hey Qqimshebelele 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 It's a boy King SMS international. If I tell you Bella man, I call it from Qqimshebelele to the world.
A very beautiful song, coming up from King SMS. Qqimshebelele. It is a beautiful song, from a well-known phrase from Robert Marawa. Jake ke go solefeditse jalo gore ile kare tla ke baakanya sengwe ka kwana jalo gore nna le King SMS entle re khona go utlana sentle tsupera kwa menta jalo it's 8-10 minutes after the hour of 8 o'clock. King SMS o setsa le teng ka kwana King sa bona fetsa o great.
Salute, my brother.
Man, this is beautiful. This is a magical moment right here for the both.
Yo, my brother. Yo, tell me about it, King. Yo.
Yeah. For the people who don't know about you, let's give them a little bit of a background into you, into your life, because I know that I would not be doing it justice if I call you a musician, because I know that you are an all-rounder artist.
Yeah. Yeah, man. First of all, man, thank you so much, my brother. Greetings, Mafit, to everyone. So yeah, man, King SMS. So King SMS is a stage name. I'm doing music. I'm doing quite a flow, but then other than that, music, I'm also actor. I'm a I'll call myself a multi storyteller. So I'm a theater actor. I'm a theater maker, I'm a director, I'm a producer. I have a company called the Art Cave, which is a company that I run with my friend, who's also my previous so we're producing theater work like independently. And then as an artist, I signed under Afro Vision, which is a recording label but slash an event organizing company, a talent management company. So it's a company that does a lot of things in the industry in terms of talent, especially for the young up and coming talent. Yeah, so I was born and raised in rural areas in KZN, deep KZN in Qqimshebelele, in a small village called Mbazwan. Yeah, but I've been in Joburg this is my 10th year now. So this is a decade being in Joburg.
There are so many stories that one hears when you grow up about It's almost the same stories that you hear about Limpopo, about the stories of witchcraft. If there's one thing that we share, it's those stories of witchcraft. And how was it like growing up in such situations?
I think,
and also I'm going to give you an opportunity to like resell the place because of what we're going for some hot stuff.
Well, I think for me, to be quite honest, my king, it's been a very, very humbling to grow up in a village, because not so many you don't get exposed to so many things. So for example, wanting to be in the entertainment industry is not something that you see from someone in the village. Which this person is doing this, so I wanna be this. I wanna be this. It's something that is far away. So it makes you to dream big. And if you can't be a big dreamer, and you're not gonna be anything else, because there's nothing that is happening in the village. In terms of the witchcrafts, I don't know, man. I think people believe in what they believe in, and I don't think it's only Mhlabelingana or Limpopo that has a witchcraft. I feel like everywhere in the world there is witchcraft. It's just about a matter of people believe in what they believe in. If you believe in God, there is God. If you believe in ancestors, it's ancestors. If you believe in witchcraft, it's witchcraft. So personally, I don't think something that I don't believe in will work for me or to me.
Before we get to talk about the single itself, you mentioned something about the lack of exposure, especially for somebody, you know, I also share the same story. You know, when you get to places like Joburg, you realize, there's so many things that I wish I knew when I was still young. You know, if I knew these things earlier, I could have been far. We talk about exploitation when it comes to my contract as an actor, as a musician, but I want us to talk about the musical side of things, you know, the disadvantages of not reading those contracts. What are some of the mistakes that you think so many upcoming artists are making?
That's a great question. I think one of the things is that it's excitement. We get too excited about people, like, but if you come through and as a kid and then you say, Ndwana, I like Qqimshebelele, I feel like you can actually break record with this song, so I want to sign you. We just get too excited without really going through and start thinking, but what does this mean? And then also I think it's also important as young artists, especially upcoming artists, to have some mentors in the game. You know, just have a mentor, man, so that you can be able to. And for me, I always advise people that if you have a mentor, don't have one person as a mentor. Have different people that you can ask opinions from. You know, I think that's one thing. But also, I don't know if something that it's really happening now, but most artists don't want to go to school, so they just want to do music, and then they don't have a background of school, because it's also important, because at the end of the day, you are reading these things, you have to understand these things, so you have to go to school. It's very important. You cannot just say, I want to be a musician, I'm talented, so I'm going to change school and then do this music thing, because school will catch you at a later stage, you know. But also I think it's also not rushing into being a superstar, rushing into getting into the industry. You have to learn the industry. You have to really. So I'm blessed to be working with people like. So I'm working with people like Fascinator, which is someone who's been in the industry for quite some time, you know. So I grew up with my brother, also my big brother, Mashena Ching has been in the music for quite some time. So Fascinator is more like is my manager. Is an Afro-Mabona Vision founder, the event organizer as well. So he's also my mentor. So he understands music. He's been in music for quite some time, and he understands everything that goes into music and everything. You know, so it's also those things that also you have to have a good team that you're working with. And by good team doesn't mean that you have to sign with a big company. You know, I think there's something like, for example, you can have your company or push with your own people, and then you just get a publishing deal. Where you know that they're only dealing with publishing. I think it's into just do it for yourself, because also to sign with a big company and then they take over everything, then on its own it becomes a problem. It becomes a biggest mistake, especially if you don't know anything. Also, it's important to do research. I feel like these days, man, there's like YouTube, there's like anything, man. Wi-Fi is all over the place. People can be able to access these things now. It's just a matter of not being ignorant. Make sure that you go through and do research. And also, you don't have to rush. If Sekit says, I have a contract, I want to sign you, you don't have to say yes now. You can say, okay, let me think about it. Let me go and go to my mentor and speak. I can sign it next week. If he says, no, you have to sign it now, then that thing is a scam.
It makes sense. I think if one of the things that I picked up from you that you said is that you have to get yourself a mentor. And then one of the things that I loved the most is that you said you have to get as many mentors as possible. So I think Yazwagalan fits. And also I think mentors can exploit you as well. You know,
yes, that's why you need different opinions.
It's the same thing. No dog. So, you know, you find somebody who just wants money, and then they tell you that you have this condition, and then you have to go and get the second opinion. I don't know. Did you hear that Kenan Forbes used your line? I don't know if you.
Hey, man.
But when I heard the song, I was like.
You know, I didn't hear the song when it dropped, man. I was so excited, I wanted to hear the song. And then I had people saying, hey, man, did you hear that AKA used Qqimshebelele? Yeah. I mean, you should ride on that wave. I'm like, what are you talking about, bro? And then I got to go to the song and then I listened to it, and then I heard that, okay, he actually used Qqimshebelele. And what is nice, what is interesting is that, so out of the whole song, a lot of people know that thing, the Qqimshebelele song. Some people don't even know what the song says, but that moment stood out in the song. I don't know, it's a coincidence, and what's nice is that I dropped the song five months before the company was dropped, so not like I copy this, I copy it, you know.
Pila, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think?
My man, okay, this is me. This is my opinion, right?
Yeah.
We can be upcoming artists or whatever, but we do make moves, and I think the move that we've been making, especially in Joburg as Afro Vision also, has reached a lot of people. We're at a moment where we had MC it coming through into our diversity. So I'm not saying anything, but what I can say is that these things, they do reach to them and they do listen to these songs. Maybe, I don't know, maybe there was an inspiration, or maybe also just love. But also because I know, man, I know Super Mecca is someone who loves sport as well. So probably he also love Robert Marawa. But also the thing that, you know, Robert Marawa dropped a book, Qqimshebelele. It's called Qqimshebelele book. What is nice also that we dropped the book on Friday when I dropped the song on Wednesday. So it was just quite interesting. So it might be that as well, you know. But yeah, I mean, the streets, man.
I get you, but I think you still gotta have the conversation, like, you know, outside. You gotta tell me the real story. I think what happened. You probably sold the lie to him, but it's a beautiful song. Let's talk about it. Qqimshebelele. Obviously, the inspiration was Robert Marawa. But can you tell me more about the song? What was happening, and then what led to the song, and also the response from Robert Marawa?
Yeah, man. So the song, obviously, for me, I think my inspiration comes from, I mean, you know this, man, that my inspiration comes from soccer. The person that I'm looking up to as an artist, who's not an artist, but who I feel like is an artist, you know, is Cristiano Ronaldo. That's my idol, and everything that I do comes from soccer. So I'm a big a fan of soccer, and that's where everything comes from. But also, I think Robert Marawa is one of the people that I grew up watching, and I got inspired by them, you know, because he was born from Nkandla, not so quite good place. It's a place, I mean, it was not famous before the previous president, but Nkandla was just a place where it's just in the rural areas, and then he was able to go through everything and make it and become one of the best sport broadcasters ever came in South Africa. Did interviews with the most famous footballers. So there's an interview also that he did with Cristiano Ronaldo, which was quite an inspiring one for me. Then I was like, hey man, you know, this guy. So that's basically that's how the song came about. But also, so when I was doing the song, for me it was like, I don't want it to be like, okay, now this is a biopic to Robert Marawa, for example. So this is a tribute. I'm paying respect to him and for inspiring me. But it's not really that I want to tell his story. So I want to use my story inspired by his story. So when you listen to the verses, like for example, the first line says, so it's basically talk about the struggle that we have, and this is the true story, you know. Because there's no food, not to go to maybe I should pay, but it's just that at that moment and so it's just those things, but it's just really talking about grow up in a rural area and also privilege, you know, in a very disadvantaged background, and then pushing through and trying to make it, which is something that he did. So basically that's what inspired the song. But it's also come from me being a hustler and trying to push and coming from a disadvantaged background and trying to make it into this industry.
Thank you so much. Can we sum up the interview by telling people what can they expect from you next, where you're going to be performing, where can they find you on social media, and also can we expect an album or an EP from King SMS?
So man, people can follow me on social media at King SMS Zwide, KING SMS Zwide. That is Instagram, and then at SMS Zwide _King on Twitter. You can also follow it from Marawa Vision on social media, or you can just email at afromabonavision@gmail.com. can just contact me for bookings and stuff like that. So at the moment, they're just pushing Qqimshebelele, and also we have a dance competition. We have a Qqimshebelele dance competition. So if people can go to the Instagram, there's a Qqimshebelele video that I did, which is like a dance challenge for the song. And then when what you do is you do that video. If you're a dancer, you do that video. And then you put your own creativity, and then you tag Afro Vision, you tag at King SMS, and then you tag at Robert Marawa, and then after that you're going to select some few people, and then so it's gonna be round, and then at the end of the day we're gonna have a winner. We're gonna select a winner who's gonna be part of the music video, but also it's gonna be able to go to the event that we'll be performing in, and then it's gonna be signed under Afro Vision as a dancer, and then Afro Vision will give him or her some gigs around Johannesburg. So that is also what we are pushing with the Qqimshebelele song. So if you're a dancer, go to your social media at King SMS Zwide, go to your social media, see the video, do your thing, and let's go, man. Otherwise, in terms of the full project, something that we're working on, but must drop it next year, probably beginning of next year. Right now, we're just pushing Qqimshebelele. It's out in all digital platforms, man. Qqimshebelele, Robert Marawa, all over, man. King SMS can just go through and do the things.
Ladies and gentlemen, this King SMS Jalo. Mo what's back FM 99.3 ke tsa jalo gore o no reditse ebile o tlile gore a re o dire jang tla ne re fatsa jalo gore pele re tswalla thulaganyo. I'll let the people know gore ba ire jang. And all around the artist King SMS Mafo, thank you so much, man. You have a great day.
Thank you so much, my brother, and congratulations, man, for this, man. Congratulations, man. Well done.
Salute, King. With headline news Jalole in Chabo Wakantampe Mamusong, it's Waterback FM 99.3. Jaka Kerego Solferitz Jalor. We're gonna be having a great time. It's a Jalor we twile we tutile Holokon Tijal, take out the Jalaka Romeleko in Chabo Wakantampe Aronele. Headline news to 8:30 Jal.
This is your radio, your
Single Qqimshebelele has unlimited supply of love. So stay tuned and feel the love. This is Single Qqimshebelele 99.3. Go with the flow.